travelers of time and thought. You're listening to Artcast, the podcast that explores the edges of reality, memory, and multidimensional truth. In this special series titled Quantum Time Travel and the Butterfly Effect, we'll dive into the mysteries of nonlinear time, quantum entanglement, and how even the smallest change in the past could echo across futures we haven't imagined yet. Whether you're a seasoned seeker or just curious about how the quantum universe might bend around your consciousness, you're in the right timeline.
They drift around the Ark, glowing like gentle satellites, not capsules, not modules, but CLIT tents, organic sacred orbs suspended in space. Each one pulses softly, its membrane stretched like living memory. Each tent holds a sealed storyline, a sacred creature, or a version of someone who never finished their arc. They do not spin. They hover, tethered by intention threads too faint to measure. Gabriella scans the surface and gasps. The CLITs aren't just containers. They are broadcasting light-wave oath phrases, tiny flickers of narrative identity, sending resonance back into the Ark's bones. Orbiting CLIT tents, sentient memory-holding membranes, positioned like moons, each one containing unresolved characters, skipped chapters, or sacred fragments. The tents don't store, they radiate. The crew must decide whether to observe the tents reverently and absorb the narrative knowledge, or interact with them directly, risking involuntary timeline exchanges. Observing reverently allows one to hear storyline whispers across all books, gaining clarity and timeline fluency. Touching the wrong tent causes an immediate ALT swap with your Book 6 self, triggering paradox loops and potential genre dislocation. A rare phenomenon begins across the marshy plains of the lower Ark decks. Hundreds of CLITs, chrono-locked interdimensional tents, begin to synchronize. Their inner cores vibrate in rhythmic pulses, forming concentric spirals of glowing intent. And here we are, witnessing the phenomenon of the ages. Which CLIT will win Best Glow in a supporting timeline? Let's find out, Say Tony A says excitedly. Say Tony A, never one to miss a spectacle, grabs a microphone and starts narrating like it's the opening ceremony of the Interdimensional Olympics, complete with speculative commentary. Alt Tony climbs a rooftop and rebrands the whole event. Welcome to the CLIT Line Alignment Special TM. Streamed live across 14 channels, complete with pay-per-view commentary. Don't miss out on our special merch, a t-shirt that says, "My Ark aligned, and all I got was this lousy timeline." Alt Tony exclaims, excited and promotional. Meanwhile, Blah floats above the synchronized field, humming the Book 4 ending theme and painting a giant smiley face on the largest CLIT with luminous jam. Somehow, he never explains where he got the jam. Key developments: perfect CLIT harmonics. When synchronized, CLITs emit pulses that bridge multiple dimensional threads, a convergence point across at least 3 books and 4 memory arcs. Echo timeline. Risk: interruption during alignment, by ego, sarcasm, or jazz, causes CLIT desync, spawning timeline echoes where nothing happens except tea, apologies, and long pauses. Narrative branding. Contamination. Say Tony A's comedic narration gets embedded into the resonance. Now each harmonic pulse says Tony, regardless of language or intention. Major conflict or decision. The crew must decide whether to mock the alignment or attempt to fix it. Each choice carries significant consequences. Mocking the alignment means embracing absurdity while completing the convergence. Every Ark chapter will echo faintly with the word Tony. Attempting to fix or mute it causes unsync, collapsing the alignment and creating echoes of stalls and awkward ceremonies. The correct answer is rarely silence, but here, it might be jam.
The Ark of Reimagined Echoes by Nadastrol. Read free on Amazon now.
Far beneath the floating CLIT tents, stretched across orbit like mythic wheat fields, lies the rower fields. Thousands of beings, humans, beasts, blahs, hybrids, and ghosts of timelines past, sit in staggered formation. Each grips a quantum oar. None move forward. They row in place. They row in silence. Because they are not rowing to move. They are rowing to generate harmonic momentum for the final narrative splice. Every stroke pulls threads from books 1 through 11, folding time into kinetic light. Their rhythm generates dimensional thrust, powering the metaphysical ignition that determines which Book 12 portal will open. Above them, the arc vibrates slightly. Below them, timelines begin to braid. Narrative thrust engine activated. The rowing acts as a metaphysical generator, propelling consciousness toward the next major narrative branch. Multi-species synchronization. Blahs row with vine-like precision. Hybrids ripple through plasma rhythms. Gabriella notes that one rower's breath syncs with Book 4's heartbeat. Oars of timeline memory. Each oar contains inscriptions from one of the 11 books. Rowing is both propulsion and remembrance. The choice is deeply personal and metaphysically binding. Join the row. Surrender ego. Synchronize with the collective motion and become the current, gaining the ability to select your Book 12 entry portal. Refuse to row, preserve autonomy, but sacrifice timeline fluidity. You become a stage observer only, conscious, but locked out of participation until the next dimensional reset. Tony hesitates, then joins, realizing that even free will requires rhythm. "Can you see what they are all doing?" Tony A. exclaimed, surprised. Alt Tony, from behind the lens console and wearing opera gloves, answered matter-of-factly. "They're finishing what you started," he said. The Ascension Lens Protocol. A final narrative scan reveals all plot lines moving toward one convergence, the CLIT-powered harmonic loop. Interpretive musical absurdity. Blah unlocks latent dimension threading through synchronized singing and splash dancing. Starfield transmission sequence. Every flickering constellation becomes a line of Book 12's prologue, visible only through the rhythm of realization. Laugh and accept the absurdity. This completes the Ascension harmony grid, perfectly syncing every absurd, sacred, chaotic, and mathematical element of the arc. The first portal to Book 12 opens, glowing like a sarcastic halo. Deny it or take it too seriously. You trigger the blind watcher paradox, gaining access to every other character's choices, but losing visibility of your own. Your journey becomes a loop of untraceable impact.
Thank you for walking with us through the folds of time. If this episode sparked new thoughts or rewrote a few old ones, please consider liking, sharing, and leaving a review wherever you listen to podcasts. Your engagement helps keep the signal strong and the arc aligned. You can find full episodes, bonus material, and timeline diagrams at arkofalignments.com. Until next time, remember, the future doesn't wait. It listens.